What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Courtside Financial. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any videos that are coming, and make sure you hit the like button because that really does help the channel out a lot. Today we're going to be talking about Virgin Galactic Stock, SPCE. I do have a position in Virgin Galactic and none of this is financial advice. This is just me sharing my research and my ideas with you guys. It's super important to make sure you do your own research and come to your own conclusions. It is 4:48 p.m. The market is closed and the stock is trading at $16.66, up 2.2% for the day and up 6% for the week. I'm making this video in response to an article from Investor Place titled, "Despite NASA deal, now is not the time to jump into Virgin Galactic stock." So in my last video, we talked about how Virgin Galactic completed a key milestone and would be working with NASA in the future. I also talked about how they have a bigger total addressable market now because of that. The share price rose, dropped, and kind of recovered. I think that if you're investing in Virgin Galactic, you kind of have to have some vision. This isn't a get rich quick scheme. I'm personally looking 5 to 10 years down the line. Investor Place says it's too early to tell which company will be dominant in the space race, but they're expecting space tourism to be a $20 billion business by 2030. Virgin Galactic is the only option available on the public market, and of course, space exploration in itself is a speculative investment no matter what company you go with. I'd prefer to speculate on a guy like Chamath because he has an eye for technology and he's known for getting to these things before they're very popularized.
Well, explain what you said at the time.
So what I said was, I think the tools that have been created today are starting to erode the social fabric of how society works.
Based on a search of his SEC filings, Chamath has not really sold any shares. We know the share price would be a lot higher if it wasn't for two things. Number one is if Sir Richard Branson never sold his shares, but he had to due to the Roni situation. It was a forced selling, and if things work out for the company, that means that it's probably going to have been a great opportunity for investors. Branson has these other businesses under the Virgin Group that are pretty much under fire because of the Roni situation. Number two is if we could be certain that he wasn't going to sell any more shares or any higher ups weren't going to sell any of their shares. An article came out today stating that Sir Richard Branson would pump £200 million into Virgin Atlantic Airlines. This came from the sale of $500 million worth of shares from Virgin Galactic. Delta has a 49% stake in Virgin Atlantic Airlines, so they will be coming together with the Virgin Group to contribute another £400 million. This was already agreed to, and in my opinion, having these other entities coming together to help capitalize businesses under the Virgin Group's umbrella takes a little bit of selling pressure in regards to Virgin Galactic off of Richard Branson's plate. This isn't to say he isn't going to sell any more shares. There's so much uncertainty coming about right now. We don't know what's going to happen. That's partially why this is a speculative play. And then aside from the fact that this is an industry that no one has conquered yet or even shown proof of concept by consistently sending tourists to space. But one thing that's important is Virgin Atlantic Airlines is actually cutting costs. They announced in May that they would be cutting 3,000 jobs, which is very unfortunate. This whole situation has been devastating. So if you're speculating on this stock, you're probably going long and looking way down the line, or you're assuming that Branson won't have to sell any more shares, which would dramatically affect the price of the stock in the short term. Aside from that, they're making good progress in a tough environment in my opinion, so that's why I'm holding and that's why I'm going to continue to hold. I want to know what you guys think about Virgin Galactic. A lot of people are very concerned with the fact that the stock is not moving in the short term. I tend to follow the business and I tend to see if they're getting things done and making strides in that regard. So please comment down below, like and subscribe so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for watching.